will face this walk-on lineup. Leading off the shortstop, Mitch Schnitker. Batting second in center field, Peyton Hesse. Hitting third, the catcher, Hayden Hummel. Batting fourth in right field, Tanner Mathis. Hitting fifth at third base, Evan Armstead. Hitting sixth at first base, Colin Waters. Hitting seventh in left field, Tyler O'Neill. Hitting eighth at second base, Will Keenan. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Levi McGew. As we get you set for Northeast Iowa Conference baseball on this beautiful night in Decorah. Mitch Schnitker will be the batter to start the game. Indians won the initial matchup between these two teams on the 10th of June, 8-3, based on a 6-run inning they got in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hogan did not face the Indians in that ball game. Schnitker in from the right-hand side of the plate to face Hogan, and the first offering is inside at 5:31. 1 ball, no strikes. The Decorah defense minks Varney and Phillips across the outfield. An off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Mitch Schnitker. Decorah at 11-9. The Indians at 5-15 thus far. 1-1 delivery, a curve swung on and missed, and it's 1-2 now on Schnitker. Indians, a 2A team this year as compared to years past. The 1-2 delivery, outside corner, strike 3 called. Mitch Schnitker down on strikes to start the ball game. He was Waukon-'s leading hitter coming into the game at .354. He was 2 for 4 against Viking pitching the first go-around. Peyton Hesse will be the batter. Hesse was 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI against the Vikings the first go-around. He swings the first one, pops one into shallow right. Out is the second baseman, Korsnes. In is Phillips, and Korsnes will make the catch as those two collide. And there's 2 down here in the inning. Continuing with the Decorah defense, Ryan Thorsten at third, Dawson Meyer at short. At second base, Cam Korsnes. At first base, Jake Marlowe. Behind the plate is Ian Smith and Brandon Hogan on the hill. Hayden Hamill takes the first pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hogan ready, kicks and deals, and the 1-0 delivery is low, and it's 2 balls, no strikes on Hamill. Hamill was the winning pitcher in the game against Decorah. With the stick, he was 0 for 3 with an RBI. 2-0 delivery, a fastball up from Hogan. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Indians have won 2 of their last 3. Despite their 5-15 record, as the pitch in there for a strike, it's 3-1. They won in extra innings at Charles City on Friday night. Defeated Southwind in the Jeff Hogue tournament on Saturday, and then lost to Columbus in the title game. As Hamill swings and fouls one at the plate, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. No score just underway in this one. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down in the inning. And the pitch swung on, popped up into medium depth center field. Angling slightly into right center is Gabe Varney. He will make the catch to retire the side. So the Indians go down in order here in the first inning against Brandon Hogan. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Walk-on, nothing. Decorah coming to bat, and the Vikings will bat this way. Cam Korsnes at second base. Gabe Varney in center field. Dawson Meyer at shortstop. Jake Marlowe at first base. Brandon Hogan the pitcher. Ian Smith the catcher. Trevor Phillips in right field. Ryan Thorsten at third base. And Cole Minks in left field. And that lineup will face Levi McGew, a freshman right-hander. 2-3 on the season, a 4.15 ERA. Opponent sitting 189 against him, 28 2/3 innings, 28 hits, 17 earned runs, 23 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Something the Indians didn't do against Decorah that they've done probably too much of this year was kick the ball around. Only 1 error in that ball game. because Hamill came into that ball game giving up over 60% of his runs as unearned. The Indians were able to make the plays in the field, which helped out a lot in their victory. Tyler O'Neill is in left, Peyton Hesse in center, Tanner Mathis in right, Evan Armstead at third, Mitch Schnitker at short, Will Keenan at second, Colin Waters at first, Hayden Hamill behind the plate, and Levi McHugh on the hill. We didn't mention in the top of the first inning, Jack Lynch working the base pass and Bill Boyd behind the plate. Our friends in black tonight. Again, we will have game one of this baseball doubleheader. Then we'll head on down and do the varsity game in softball between Decorah and Southwind. McHugh taking a few warm-up tosses. The catcher, Hayden Hamill, was the last batter out in the top half of the first inning, so it took him a little while to get out.
And Hamill, bottom of the first, leading on for the Vikings, Cameron Korsnes.
After getting the gear on, Cam Korsnes will be the batter. Right-hand hitter against the right-hander, McHugh. As we're about ready to get things underway here in the bottom of the first. First ball swinging is Korsnes. He flies one into left. O'Neill coming on, and he'll make a two-handed catch in medium depth left field. One pitch, one out here in the first inning. And batter will be Gabe Varney.
Brings up Gabe Varney.
Varney, a left-hand hitter against the right-hander McHugh. First offering from him is a check swing and a foul ball back to the backstop screen on the third base side of it. Varney was 1 for 3 against Indian pitching back on the 10th of June in Waukon. Third baseman Armstead in on the grass at third as the pitch high and tight from McHugh. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Both these teams looking to climb the standings in conference play. 1-1 delivery, chopped foul. First base side, and that one gets by Coach Hogan in the third base or first base box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan, the former walk-on Indian, now coaching at Decorah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. The pitch swung on fly ball center field, retreating just a bit is Peyton Hesse. He'll make a two-handed catch in medium to deep center for the second out here in the first inning. So 2 down, nobody on. No score, bottom of the first, and the batter is Dawson Meyer.
At the plate, Dawson Meyer.
Meyer, a right-hand hitter against the right-hander McHugh. He was 0 for 3 against Indian pitching on the 10th of June in Waukon. Dawson grounds 1 foul, third base side. No balls, 1 strike. Meyer had the game-tying hit the other night against Stowine, probably one of the nicer victories Decorah has had this year, as Decorah came from behind to get their 11th win of the season in 10 innings. As Dawson flies one to left. Underneath it is Tyler O'Neill, who'll make a two-handed catch in medium depth left, and 3 fly balls get rid of the Vikings here in the bottom of the first inning. So, 3 up, 3 down, go the Vikings. We head to the second inning, no score. No score as we go to the second inning. Darren Swenson here in Decorah at Olensack Field tonight. The always immoral support of Elliott Christian alongside. We didn't have time to give you Brandon's numbers. 2-3 on the season with a 2.76 ERA. Opponents hitting 169 against him. Middle third of the order due for the Indians here in inning number 2. Tanner Mathis was 1 for 4 against Viking pitching back on the 10th of June. In that game, John Will Jenkins was the starter and Tom Kanoki relieved him. Ground ball foul, third base side. Jerry Keenan making the play in the third base box. A little bit of an applause from the walk-on dugout. And it's no balls and one strike. Hogan ready, the 0-1 offering, a curveball smacked into left and a base hit. So Tanner Mathis becomes the game's first base runner, taking an 0-1 breaking ball out into left. And he leads off the second inning with the single. Evan Armstead did not play in the first game. He will be the batter now. Logan Sullivan was the third baseman in the first meeting between these two teams. Runner at first, nobody out, and a move to first base. Back to the bag, diving is Mathis. Thorsten will play a step in front of the bag at third. Marlowe holds the runner on at first. Hogan works out of the stretch for the first time. Armstead, the right-hand hitter. He bunts and bunts foul. Straight back to the screen. No balls and one strike. Indians 5-15 on the season. They have 2 conference wins, one against Decorah and one against Charles City. The pause, the 0-1. Armstead fouls it off on a bunt attempt once again. So we'll see if Coach Keenan leaves the bunt on in a situation like this. 2 strikes to nothing here in the top of the second inning. On a picture-perfect night for baseball, the 0-2 breaking ball missed outside. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vikings with the first of 5 varsity games this week. 1-2 delivery, breaking ball taken for strike 3. Hogan gets his second strikeout. 1 down here in inning number 2. Colin Waters, a left-hand hitter, stands in against Hogan. He was 0 for 3, but scored a run on June 10th. Ground ball towards second. Korsnes will go to Meyer at second for the first out. Goes to first. Double play. A 4-6-3 double play ends things here in the top of the second inning. One hit, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless. No score as we start the bottom of the second inning. Jake Marlowe, Brandon Hogan, and Ian Smith do for Decorah. Marlowe was 0 for 3, but did have an RBI against Indian pitching on the 10th of June. First pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes. Decorah starts tonight, tied for 5th place in the conference standings with Charles City. They're both 4-8. Waukon is in 7th at 2-10. The pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1 now on Marlowe. New Hampton is the technical leader, but New Hampton and Waverly tied for the lead in the loss column as Marlowe grounds one towards third on 1 hop, fielded there by Armstead. He'll throw on to first base to retire Marlowe. 1 down here in the second inning. New Hampton and Waverly Shellrock play in a double header in New Hampton tonight. Owine in third at 6-5, Crestwood fourth at 7-6 as we start tonight's play. Brandon Hogan will be the batter for Decorah. 1 down, nobody on. Second inning, no scores. Hogan swings at first one, a curveball, and he fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike. Hogan 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI first go around against the Indians. He had the best offensive night. Him and Ryan Thorsten had multiple hits against Hayden Hamill that night. Pitch low to Hogan. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. A ball and a strike to count. And the 1-1 delivery. Hogan chases a high fastball and flies one into left field. Coming in is Tyler O'Neill. He will make the catch in shallow to medium depth left field for the second out of the inning. So 2 down in the frame, and the batter will be Ian Smith. No score here in the second. McGee has set down the first 4 batters he has faced. Smith was 0 for 4 against the Indians the first time as the pitch goes high. 1 ball and no strikes. The pairing should be coming out here in the not-too-distant future for Class 2A. Their seeding period ended last week as pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. According to my calculations, Waukon will be taking on Sumner Fredericksburg a week from Saturday night. The 2-0 in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Their district includes Waukon, Sumner Fredericksburg, Southwind, MFL Marmac, North Fayette Valley, and New Hampton. 2-1, the pitch low. It's now 3-1 on Ian Smith. The 3A teams can seed through this Saturday, and we'll talk about those district standings as the night goes on. The 3-1 delivery, ground ball towards second. To his right is Will Keenan. He bobbles, he throws to first base, and it's late. E4 allows Smith to reach with 2 outs here in the second inning. And Bryce Hosting will be the courtesy runner for Smith at first base. Trevor Phillips will stand in, runner at first with 2 down in the second inning of a scoreless game.
In the box, Trevor Phillips.
Phillips did not play against Waukon in the first meeting. The pause and the pitch. Phillips grounds 1 foul, third base side. No balls and 1 strike to count. Hosting the runner at first with 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. McGee, the freshman right-hander, being forced to work out of the stretch for the first time in this game. Hosting a decent lead at first base. McGee will throw over there, and the throw is wild. Going up the first base side, Bryce will move to second base. And the Vikes have a runner in scoring position with 2 down, thanks to 2 Indian errors with 2 outs in the second. A runner at second. The count is 0-1 on Trevor Phillips. Big hole on the right side for Phillips as Keenan plays cat and mouse with Hosting, and a pop-up right side. The first baseman underneath it, Waters, there to make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits. 2 errors, 1 left. We head to the top half of the third inning. It is Decorah and Waukon scoreless. No score through 2 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors for Decorah. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors for Waukon in this game. Brandon Hogan has given up 1 hit, struck out 2, hasn't walked anybody, throwing 18 pitches through the first 2 innings. Hogan got the win the other night against Waukon, or against Owine in the 10-inning game. That was the first time in over 4 calendar years Decorah had played a game that went to 10 innings. Owine beat Decorah back on June the 5th of 2012 in 10 innings, 5-4. The result went the Vikings' way on Friday night. Bottom third of the order for Waukon. Here's Tyler O'Neill. Right-hand hitter against the right-hander Hogan. He pops one up, foul ball, third base side. Thorsten will take a peek, but it lands out onto Goose Island Drive. No balls and 1 strike. O'Neill was 1 for 3, had an RBI and scored a run against Decorah the first time. As the pitch goes high from Hogan, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. O'Neill will be followed by Will Keenan and Levi McHugh. In the bottom or the top of the third, the 1-1 delivery, chopped foul, third base side. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Tyler O'Neill. Of course, O'Neill best known for his distance running, a 2-time state cross-country qualifier and state qualifier in the 3200 this year. A check swing on a high fastball. Look down to first, and Jack Lynch says incomplete. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 from Hogan swung on and missed at a high fastball. Brennan gets his 3rd strikeout. 1 down here in the 3rd inning. We talked a bit about those district standings. The way they score the district, at this point in the season, you get 4 points for a win over a 4A school, 3 points for a win over a 3A school, 2 for a 2A, and 1 for a 1A as Will Keenan swings and misses at the first offering from Hogan. No balls and 1 strike. Looking at the Class 3A District 5 standings, right now Waverly Shellrock has 44 points in 22 games. Pitch swung on and missed. It is 0-2 now. Decorah with 30 points in 20 games. Crestwood 31 points in 22 games. Charles City 15 and 17. Pitch swung on and missed. A good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Keenan. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 3rd. And the pitcher, Levi McHugh, stands in against Hogan. No score here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Levi McHugh.
So, as of this present time, Waverly Shellrock has a 2.00 average. Decorah with a 1.67 average. Pitch swung on and missed. Crestwood with a 1.41. Charles City with a .882. No balls, 1 strike from Hogan. And the pitch, curveball, just missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So if the season ended right now, Decorah would play Crestwood in the first round, and Charles City would play Waverly Shellrock. 1-1 delivery, swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But there's a week left of seeding to go before we worry about any of that. I'll keep you updated on my blog in the sports section of KDECradio.com. Pitch goes low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elliott will do the same via his electronic typewriter. 2-2 the count. Pitcher against pitcher matchup. Pitch swung on and missed. Hogan struck out the side, and we're through 2.5, and we are scoreless. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 8-9-1 due for Decorah. Reminder coming up later on tonight, we will have the varsity softball game between Decorah and South Winneshiek. That'll be on the air after this one tonight. Tomorrow night we'll have softball on the air as Decorah will take on MFL Marmac. We'll have that for you at 7:15. Thursday night we'll have a softball doubleheader as Decorah takes on Charles City in the regular season finale for the girls at 6 o'clock Thursday night. And then Friday night we'll head to Waverly as Decorah will take on Waverly Shellrock in baseball that night. Ryan Thorsten swings the first one and fouls one back. No balls and 1 strike. Thorsten had a good night against Waukon back on the 10th of June. He was 2 for 2 in that game. No score as we start the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 0-1 delivery is up on the fastball from McHugh, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So both pitchers controlling things to this point. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Righty-righty matchup. 1-1 delivery. Corked outside and all the way back to the screen from McHugh. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. A little bit of cloud cover coming over. Some jackets already popping out here at the ballpark. 2-1 curveball fouled. Right side and out of play. That one hits the roadway heading up to the football stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Project moving on pretty well. The resurfacing of the new track should be good to go by August 26th. Pitch swung on, fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains on number 22, Ryan Thorsten. Hard to believe we are less than 2 months away from the start of high school football. It'll be here before we know it, ladies and gentlemen. 2-2 delivery smacked towards center and a base hit. Ryan Thorsten gets Decorah's first hit, a leadoff single here in the 3rd inning. He is now 3 for 3 against walk-on pitching this year. A runner at first, nobody out, and Cole Minks will be the batter. Minks batted leadoff the other night, had just one of those nights. He was 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. There's been a couple of guys that Coach O has tried in the leadoff hole this season. We haven't been able to see any sustained success from anybody, as Minks tries to bunt his way on via a drag bunt and bunts through it. No balls and one strike, a snap throw to first, and Thorsten back to the bag. Minks and Joe Kanoki are one of those guys that have been a lot more comfortable in the really second leadoff, that number 9 hole, as compared to the first leadoff. 0-1 delivery, bunted third base side in the air, and it gets by Armstead, the third baseman, and everyone is going to be safe. Armstead didn't touch it initially, but had he fielded it cleanly the second time, I think you would have seen Minks reach. So we'll go sacrifice E1 for that one. Thorsten to second, Minks to first, and now the top of the order, and Cameron Korsnitz. Thorsten at second, Minks at first. Korsnitz flew out to left his first time, and Korsnitz bunts up the third base side. Pickup made there by McHugh. He'll throw to first base, and on a bang-bang play, Korsnitz retired. Colin Waters on the receiving end of the McHugh toss. Thorsten at third, Minks at second, Varney to the plate. Scoreless game in the bottom of the third inning, but the Vikes have their best threat of the night going on right now. Varney bats from the left-hand side of the plate. Infield up at the corners, back up the middle. Pitch to Varney, smack towards center field. After it is Hesse. He dives, he can't get there. It caroms into left center field. Scoring is Thorsten, scoring is Minks on the double by Varney. It's 2-0 Decorah. Varney with a 2-run double as Hesse dove after it in center field, but couldn't quite get there, and Dawson Meyer will look to keep the line moving for Decorah. Meyer flew out to left his first time up. Varney with the 2-run double. Meyer looks at the pitch outside from McHugh. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Vikings will be at Waterloo Columbus tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock for the JV, 6 o'clock for the varsity. No lights down there in Sailortown. The pitch goes low and away. It is 2 balls and no strikes to count. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah. And KDECradio.com, 2-0 to Meyer, low and away. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Darren Swenson from Olensack Field for Northeast Iowa Conference Baseball tonight. Decorah just took a 2-0 lead on Waukon here in the bottom of the third inning on a 2-run double by Varney. Breaking ball low and away, and it's ball 4 to Dawson Meyer. So far, Brandon Hogan has faced the minimum through 3 and given up 1 hit in the process. Jacob Marlowe grounded to third in the second, 0 for 1. 2-0 Decorah. In the bottom of the third, the runner at second is Gabe Varney. The runner at first is Dawson Meyer. Righty-righty matchup. McHugh delivers, and the pitch swung on, driven towards left center field. Angling over is Tyler O'Neill. He retreats and makes the catch. Varney tags, but no go. 2 down here in the inning. And Brandon Hogan will try to help his own cause. 2-0 Decorah here in the third. Hogan flew out to left his first time up. The pause by McHugh, and the pitch. Skips in there low. 1 ball, no strikes. Hamill with the scoop save on the forehand. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 1-0 delivery, swung on, popped up, first base side. Colin Waters is under it. He retreats, he makes the catch to retire the side. But a profitable bottom of the third for Decorah. 2 runs on 2 hits, helped out by 1 walk-on error and 2 runners left on base. We're 3 innings complete. It is Decora leading walk-on 2-0. Brandon Hogan has faced the minimum through 3 innings. He's given up 1 hit, but the 1 base runner was erased on a double play. Mitch Schnitker will start things here in the top of the 4th. He struck out looking his first time up. Hogan with 5 strikeouts the first time through the order.
Top of the 4th, top of the order for Waukon.
Hogan got his 2nd win the other night, trying to get his 3rd win here. His offense has given him a 2-0 lead, and a breaking ball is swung on and missed by Schnitker. No balls and 1 strike. Hogan is 1-0 against Allamakee County teams this year, getting a win on opening night against Keyhigh. The 0-1 delivery swung on and missed on a breaking ball down and away to the right hand hitting Schnitker, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Decora on a 2-run double by Gabe Varney to score Ryan Thorsten and Cole Minks in the 3rd as the pitch, just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Indians haven't helped their own cause with 3 errors thus far. 1-2 delivery, swung on and missed. A foul tip into the glove of the catcher Ian Smith. 6 strikeouts for Brandon Hogan thus far. And defense has been a little bit of an adventure for the Indians this year. In 20 games this year, they have committed 59 errors coming in. So 3 extra outs a game. Most teams are going to make you pay for that. Peyton Hesse popped to second his first time up and takes a curve for a strike. It's no balls and 1 strike, the count. The 0-1 delivery from Hogan. Fastball swung on, fouled back to the screen. And it is 0-2. Indians will begin postseason play a week from Saturday night already. Softball postseason already begins next week. The 0-2 delivery outside corner, strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts for Hogan, and he has struck out 5 Indians in a row. Two down in the inning, and the batter is Hayden Hamill. He flew out to center his first time up 0 for 1. Curveball taken low by the senior. 1 ball, no strikes. Brandon ready, and the 1-0 delivery. Ground ball toward short. Multi-hopper fielded by Meyer. He'll throw on to first base to retire Hamill, and the side is out here in the 4th inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians again. We're halfway home in Game 1 of this Northeast Iowa Conference doubleheader. It is Decora leading walk-on 2-0. Brandon Hogan, 1 hitting the Indians through 4 innings. He's also struck out 7 and walked none. Gabe Varney with a 2-run double in the bottom of the 3rd. Decora with a 2-0 lead. As we start things here in the bottom of the 4th inning, glad you're with us tonight on Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC and KDECradio.com. As Hamill was the last man to bat in the top half of the 4th inning, so he takes a little bit of time to get the gear back on, and we'll play a little bit more of Billy Joel. One of the things, if you've never seen from an entertainment standpoint, Elliot Christian plays probably one of the meanest air guitars that you will ever see. Or ever want to, as Elliot just said. The things you see in a press box here at Olin Zach Field. Ian Smith reached on an error his first time up. He swings and fouls the first pitch right side and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Someone must have made the play over there. Round of applause from the Indian faithful. No balls, 1 strike on Smith, who's technically 0 for 1. Pitch goes high, 1 ball, 1 strike. 38 pitches for McHugh thus far. 2 runs given up, 1 has been earned. He has walked 1 and hasn't struck out anybody. 1-1 delivery is low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Vikings struck out 10 times the other night against Owine. That was a season high. This team's been relatively decent at putting the ball in play. The 2-1 delivery low and away. It's 3 balls, 1 strike on Ian Smith now. And with the way defense is played in high school baseball nowadays, you put the ball in play, everything's going to be all right. 3-1 delivery at the letters, and for a strike, it's now 3-2. Phillips and Thorsten to follow here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. The 3-2 delivery swung on, smack towards center on a base hit. So for the 2nd consecutive inning, Decorah gets their leadoff runner on as Ian Smith gets a single to center. And Bryce Hosting will get his courtesy at first base.
Courtesy runner, Bryce.
Trevor Phillips will be the batter. He popped to first to end the 2nd, 0 for 1. Decorah now with 3 hits, the Indians with 1 as we play the bottom of the 4th inning. Armstead in at third base, expecting a bunt. Holding the runner on at first is Waters. The pause by McHugh, and Phillips bunts. Does so up the first base side. It's a nice one. McHugh picks it up and throws to first with Waters covering. The sacrifice is complete, 1-3. So Hosting moves to second, and Ryan Thorsten will get an RBI chance. Thorsten smacked a single to center and scored the initial run of the game last inning. 2-0 Decorah as we play the bottom of the 4th inning. Hosting will lead at second base. Keenan will play cat and mouse with him back there, the second baseman. The pitch goes low and away to Ryan Thorsten. It is 1 ball, no strikes. The pause by McHugh. A look back at second and the pitch. Fastball up. 2-0 on Ryan Thorsten. Sun back out. Winning its peekaboo battle with the clouds. The 2-0 delivery is low. It is now 3 balls, no strikes on Ryan Thorsten. Cole Minks in the on-deck circle. Vikings trying to win their 2nd in a row. Haven't done that since beating Waterloo East in a doubleheader. Pitch low to Ryan. It's ball 4. First and second with 1 down, and the batter is Cole Minks. 2-0 Decorah. Bottom of the 4th inning. Minks sacrificed and reached on an error. Ended up scoring a run back in the 3rd inning. Vikings season high when it comes to consecutive victories was 4, winning the first 4 games of the season. Minks looks at the pitch outside from McHugh. 5 straight out of the zone from Levi, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Hosting at second and Thorsten at first. Armstead in on the grass at third. In on the grass at first is Waters. Keenan holds the runner on at second. Pitch low and away to Minks, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Cameron Korsness, top of the order on deck. 2-0 Decorah, looking for more in the bottom of the 4th inning. McHugh ready, 2-0 in the dirt. It gets away from Hamill, but no go from the runner at second, Bryce Hosting. It got away from Hamill, maybe 5-10 feet directly behind him, but Hosting didn't have a confident read, so he stayed put at second. And it's now 3 balls and no strikes on Cole Minks. 3-0 at the letters, and for a strike, Cole was about to throw the bat away, and home plate umpire Bill Boyd said, "Not so fast, my friend." The 3-1 swing and a foul at the plate, and it's now 3-2. So McHugh trying to battle back. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count now on Minks. Hosting away from second, Thorsten away from first. Armstead now back behind the bag at third with 2 strikes. The 3-2 is low for ball 4, 2 consecutive walks for McGee. Thorsten at second, Hosting at third, Minks at first. And Korsness will be the batter, and before that happens, Jerry Keenan out to talk to McGee. The runners and batters and coaches for Decorah will meet near the third base coaching box. The conversation at the mound has Keenan, Hamill, and McGee involved. 2-0 Decorah with a big opportunity to break it wide open here as Cameron Korsness will start the third trip around the batting order. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Korsness flew out to left in the first and sacrificed a runner up in the third. Infield going to be up at all 4 spots for Waukon. Hosting, the courtesy runner for Smith, will be the runner at third, Thorsten at second, and Minks at first. Infield up at all 4 spots. Armstead playing really close at third. McGee delivers, pitch low and away. It is 1 ball, no strikes. McGee has now thrown 9 of his last 11 out of the zone. The pitch count starting to rise for him as well, as Cameron looks at a strike, and it's 1-1. McGee already up to 56 pitches by comparison. Hogan has only thrown 40 through 4. McGee winds and deals the 1-1. Chopper towards third. Armstead will field. He'll throw to the plate and Hamill for 1 out. And that's what they're going to get. Hamill did not have time to make a throw down to first. Hosting forced at the plate 5-2, and it'll be up to Gabe Varney to get something out of the bottom of the 4th inning for Decorah. Varney flew out to center in the first and had a 2-run double in the third. 2-0 Decorah, bottom of the 4th inning. Check swing. Did he go? No. Okay, 1 ball, no strikes. An eye-high fastball to Varney. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch, breaking ball, caught the outside edge. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Thorsten third, Minks second, and Korsness at first. One delivery outside on the floater. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. McGee ready. The 2-1. Swinging a pop-up foul over our heads here on the third base side. Out of play. That hit some concrete. Don't know if it was on Goose Island Drive or Claiborne Drive, but maybe we'll GPS it later. The 2-2 delivery smacked towards right field. It'll get through for a base hit. Thorsten will score. Minks coming to the plate. The throw is cut off. Now going to third is Korsness. The throw there is not in time. A 2-run single for Gabe Varney, who has himself a 4 RBI game. And Decorah leads it 4-0. Thorsten and Minks score on a hit by Varney. That scenario presents itself for the 2nd consecutive inning. It's now a 4-0 lead for Decorah, and Dawson Meyer will stand in. He flew out to left in the first, walked in the third. Varney, the lead at first base. He'll take off. The pitch goes low, and Varney will take second. As they say on defensive indifference. 1 ball, no strikes. The count on Meyer. He'll bat with 2 runners in scoring position as McGee will work out of the windup. Breaking ball outside edge to Dawson. It's taken for a strike, and it's 1-1. A ball and a strike to count. Korsness away from third. Varney away from second. 1-1 delivery. Dawson held back on a swing attempt, and actually he didn't. Jack Lynch is going to say he did. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I thought Dawson held on that one, but I thought Varney went around on the other one. So, you know what? That stuff all evens out. The 1-2 delivery high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on Dawson Meyer. 4-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-2 to McGee. Ground ball to the right side. Charging there is Keenan. He'll pick it up and throw to first base to retire Meyer and the side here in the 4th inning. But the Vikes get 2 more on 2 hits, and they leave 2. We are 4 innings complete in this one. Decorah leads it by a 4-0 margin. Brandon Hogan had his best outing of the year on Friday night in the victory over Owan. He's picked up where he left off here tonight. Tanner Mathis, Evan Armstead, and Colin Waters, hitters 4, 5, and 6 in the Indian lineup, will bat against Hogan, who throws a strike to Mathis. No balls and 1 strike. Mathis, the only Indian to reach base at this point. He got a single to left in the 2nd inning, and he was erased on a double play later on in that frame. The 0-1 delivery outside corner for a strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes now. Decorah leads at 4-0. A 1-out, 2-run double by Gabe Varney in the 3rd, and a 2-out, 2-run single by Gabe Varney in the 4th. Pitch swung on and missed. Hogan with his 8th strikeout. He is now set down 9 in a row, and the batter will be Evan Armstead, who struck out looking back in the 2nd inning.
Evan Armstead.
One delivery, 0 for 1 is Armstrong, and the first delivery is fouled off. No balls and 1 strike to count. Hogan just in a groove thus far. As the pitch, fastball up. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. One. Ooh, that got him in the helmet. A curveball that didn't curve. Fortunately, it was a curveball, so Armstead showing no worse for the wear. He does become walk-on second base runner.
Number 6 hitter.
A runner at first and 1 down. The batter is Colin Waters, who grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the 2nd 0 for 1. 4-0 Decorah, top half the 5th inning. Hogan ready, and the pitch ground ball to the right side, picked up there by Marlowe. He fields it, but nobody covers first base. He did bobble it momentarily, and for the first time in this game, the Indians will have multiple runners on in a frame. I'm going to give Marlowe an error on that. Had he fielded it cleanly, he probably would have gotten the out at second base with Armstrong. First and second, 1 down. Tyler O'Neill, the batter. He swings and pops one up. Third base side, foul territory. Ryan Thorsten is under it, and he makes the catch in the third base coaching box. 2 down here in the inning. A big out in that situation, and it'll be up to Will Keenan to make something of the top of the 5th for the Indians. Keenan struck out swinging in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. 4-0 Decorah here in the top half of the 5th. The runner at second is Armstead. The runner at first is Colin Waters. And the pitch well outside on the fastball from Hoagie. 1 ball and no strikes. Hogan in at Smith for the sign, comes to a chest high set. And the pitch outside. 1 ball or 2 balls, no strikes. Brandon probably has to pause at least a little bit more. He's coming close to quick pitching, guys. Breaking ball swung on and missed down and into the right hand hitting Keenan. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count. 4-5-1 for Decorah. 0-1-3 for the Indians. The pitch low and away. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Hogan has yet to walk anybody. He has hit a man. And the pitch swung on and missed. Took a little something off, and Keenan was out in front. It's now 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 at top of the 5th. 4-0 Decorah. And the 3-2 delivery swung on and missed. And that is the top of the 5th inning. A hit batter, an error, and 2 left. Stretch time at Decorah. It is Decorah leading by a 4-0 margin. A 4-0 lead for Decorah. The Indians' best threat of the game squelched on a foul out and a strikeout to end the 5th inning. Jake Marlowe, Brandon Hogan, and Ian Smith. The hitters due here in the 5th inning to face Levi McHugh, who's given up 4 runs, 3 earned, walked 3. Struck out none and given up 4 hits to this point. First pitch well outside to Marlowe, who's 0 for 2. 1-0 delivery. Breaking ball low and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Marlowe grounded to third in the 2nd. Flew out to left in the 3rd. 2 runs in the 3rd and 2 runs in the 4th for Decorah. All 4 RBI belong to Gabe Varney. Pitch misses outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes on Marlowe with Hogan and Smith to follow. Brandon Hogan, 1 hitting the Indians to this point, and he has struck out 9. 3-0 delivery. Jake takes all the way for a strike. It's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. McHugh in at Hamill for the sign, and the 3-1 delivery low and away for ball 4. McHugh walks his 4th man. So Hogan will be the batter. He flew out to left in the 2nd, popped to first in the 3rd. 4-0 Decorah, starting the bottom half of the 5th inning.
At the plate, Brandon.
On a beautiful night for baseball here in Decorah. This will be a doubleheader tonight. We'll move over to softball for game number 2 broadcast-wise as Hogan stands in, calls time, and now asks for an offensive timeout. He comes down and talks to Coach O. Coach O puts the hand on the back, gives him a few words of encouragement. Hoagie back to the right-hand batter's box. Marlowe, the runner at first base, with nobody out. McHugh comes set, Armstrong in at 3rd. Hogan bunts first base side. Pickup made there by McHugh. He'll throw to first base, and on a bang-bang play, Hogan retired, but the sacrifice complete. 1-3 with Marlowe moving up to 2nd in that situation. And Ian Smith will be the batter. He's been on base twice. Reached on an error in the 1st inning and singled to center back in the 4th. Runner at 2nd, 1 down, 4-0 Decorah here in the 5th. Ian Smith takes a breaking ball low from McHugh. It is 1 ball, no strikes. McHugh about ready to throw his 75th pitch of the ballgame. The pitch grounded foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A little swinging bunt up the 3rd base side, and Ian didn't run right away. By the time he ran, it went into foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch sails high. It's 2 balls, 1 strike on Smith. All 4 RBI for Decorah belong to Gabe Varney. 4-5-1 for Decorah, 0-1-3 for the Indians. 2-1 grounded towards 2nd, and it gets by Keenan and into right field for a base hit. Marlowe will score on the RBI single by Ian Smith. It's now a 5-0 lead for the Vikings. Keenan tried to move to his left and make a sliding stop. He was unsuccessful in his attempt. And Ian Smith gets the first non-Gabe Varney.
Running at first.
RBI of the night for the Vikings.
Trevor Phillips now batting.
And Hosting will get Smith's courtesy at first base. Phillips will be the batter. He popped to first in the second, sacrificed a runner up in the fourth. First pitch low and away to Trevor Phillips. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth for the Vikings. Hosting away from first base. McGee with the pause. Armstrong expecting a bunt at third. The pitch swung on and missed as Phillips swung over the top of a curveball and a snap throw down to first base. Back to the bag standing is Hosting. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Trevor Phillips. Hosting with a 3-stride lead at first base. The pause and the 1-1 delivery low and away. It hops away from Hamill. But not enough for Hosting to move. 2-1 on Phillips. McGee comes set. 2-1 delivery. Looped towards second base. It's fielded by Keenan right on the bag. He'll tag second base for the first out and throw to first base late. Hosting was caught in no man's land there, as if he takes off and that ball is caught, it's pretty easy double play for Keenan. Keenan, I don't know if he did it intentionally, but let the ball drop right on the bag. Was able to retire Hosting and get the force play, and Ryan Thurston will be the batter. He swings and misses at a curve. 0-1. Runner at first, 2 down, 1 in. Fifth inning, a 5-0 lead for Decorah. And Ian Smith RBI single in this frame. The score, Jake Marlowe added to the total. The pitch swung on and missed, breaking ball down and in. And it's 2 strikes to nothing. So McGee has now given up 5 runs. 4 of them have been earned. The 0-2 delivery. Swung on, grounded left side and through for a base hit. Stopping at second is Trevor Phillips. So first and second with 2 down, and Cole Minks will try to keep the line moving. 5-0 Decorah in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Stepping up, Cole Minks.
Minks has been on base twice, does not have an official at-bat, sacrificed, reached on an error, and scored in the 3rd, walked, and scored in the 4th inning. Both times came home on RBI hits by Gabe Varney. First and second, 2 down here in the 5th. As Minks smacks one into left, and no, it's a snag at third base in the air, and the out recorded at third by Armstead. That one had eyes for left field. Minks hit it well, but Armstead there to make the play. Vikes add to their total 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left. We head to the 6th, 5-0 Decorah. 5-0 lead for Decorah. They're out hitting Waukon 7-1. Waukon out airing Decorah 3-1. Brandon Hogan having himself a nice night. He struck out 9, walked none. He's hit 1. And I think some changes might be coming here for Waukon as Jerry Keenan meeting with home plate umpire Bill Boyd. The due hitter is Levi McGee. And a new batter is up.
Top of the 6th for Waukon. Now batting number 7, Brandon Reagan.
Brandon Reagan, who is batting for Levi McGee as Reagan fouls the first pitch off. No balls and 1 strike. Snitker and Hesse to follow here in the 6th inning. Hogan 1 hitting the Indians through 5 as the pitch goes high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hogan has been very economical In the pitch count, this will be only number 57. The 1-1 delivery grounded towards short, fielded there by Dawson Meyer. Winds up and throws over to first base, and Reagan retired. One down here in the 6th inning. Vikes have played some pretty good defense. You'll recall in the game on June the 10th, it was the sixth inning that was the nightmare inning for Decorah in that one. One down, nobody on. Mitch Schnitker, the batter. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Looking in the first, swinging in the fourth. And a curveball taken low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. And Schnitker swings and misses at the next offering from Hogan. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hogan, if memory serves, I'll look it up here. He has a double-digit strikeout game against Keyhigh this year. Ground ball left side. To his left is Meyer, but he boots it there, and it ends up into shallow left field, so Schnitker will reach for the first time tonight. And E6 will allow Schnitker to reach, and Peyton Hesse will be the batter. 1 on, 1 out here in the inning. Hesse popped to short in the first inning and struck out looking in the fourth. 5-0 Decorah here in the top half of the 6th inning. The right-hand hitter Hesse takes a 55-foot curveball low, and it skips over the head of Smith. And up to second base on the wild pitch will go Schnitker. Brandon kind of spiked that curveball, and Smith really didn't have too much of a chance to corral it, or stop it for that matter. So a runner at second, 1 down. 1-0 the count on Peyton Hesse. 1-0 delivery chopped towards the third base side. Thorsten plays the long hop, throws to first base to retire the batter. Moving up to third on the play will be Schnitker. Hesse retired 5-3. He's now 0 for 3 on the night. And the batter is Hayden Hamill.
Next, Hayden Hamill.
Schnitker becomes the first Indian to reach third base tonight. Hamill is 0 for 2. Flew out to center in the first. Grounded to short in the fourth. And Hamill swings and fouls one at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. I mentioned Hogan with 9 strikeouts. His double-digit strikeout performance was against Keyhigh this year. He had 14 in that ballgame. The runner at third is Schnitker with 2 down as a pitch taken for a strike on a fastball from Hamill. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. 5-7-2 for the Vikings. 0-1-3 for the Indians. Pitch swung on and missed. And that's that for the top of the 6th inning. 10 strikeouts for Brandon Hogan. 1 error, 1 left. 6.5 complete. Vikes up 5-0. Tanner Mathis will take over for Levi McGee, who threw 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He walked 4 and he did not strike out anybody. Brandon Reagan, who batted for McGee, inning in the top of the 6th inning, is now in right field, where Mathis was earlier in this game. Top of the order due for Decorah here in the 6th inning, a 5-0 lead for the Vikings. Korsness, Varney, and Meyer will be the due batters.
Brandon Reagan, who pinch hit, stays in the game.
For Decorah, Korsness is 0 for 3. He flew out to left in the first, sacrificed a runner-up in the third, and hit into a force play in the 4th inning. So technically he's 0 for 2. My apologies. Right-hander against right-hander matchup as the pitch goes high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Mathis, a tall junior right-hander. The 1-0 delivery is low. It is 2 balls and no strikes to count. Next one high, 3 balls, no strikes. Corson is trying to reach base safely for the first time tonight. Mathis winds and deals, and the pitch high again for ball 4. So Korsness reaches to start the 6th. The Vikes have gotten their leadoff runner on in 3 of the 5 frames, and they have scored in the 3 frames in which they have gotten their leadoff runner on. Gabe Varney is 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a double tonight. Flew out to center in the first, a 2-run double to left in the third, and a 2-run single to right in the fourth. Korsness leads at first base. Varney squares to bunt and takes the pitch high from Mathis. 1 ball, no strikes. So Mathis comes into the game and throws 5 straight out of the zone. The pitch, a square to bunt, and the pitch outside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Hamill threw behind the runner at first base, but easily back to the bag was Korsness. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Armstead in at third, expecting a bunt. The 2-0, and Varney offered at it. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. It was a fastball high and tight. Two balls, 1 strike. The pause and the pitch. Breaking ball low and inside, and it gets by Hamill. And up to second base will go Korsness. 3 balls, 1 strike to count on Varney. Actually, it's 2-2. My apologies. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Varney. The 2-2 delivery, swinging a foul straight back and out of play, so we'll do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire Bill Boyd has kind of a punching motion when he calls a strike, so the arm is out in front of him as compared to off to the side. Sometimes a not that bright guy like myself gets confused. And the pitch swung on fouled at the plate. So we stay put at 2 balls, 2 strikes. I believe that's the first time tonight. So for a couple of Norwegians up here in the booth, like me and E-Train, I think if you're grading on a curve, you might have to give us an A+. Korsness away from second. The pause by Mathis. The 2-2 swinging a fly ball into right, angling towards the line is Reagan. He will make the catch. Medium depth near the foul line. Korsness is going to try to move to third. The throw is offline. Varney flies out, but Korsness moves up 90 on the fly ball. So 1 down here in the inning, and the batter is Dawson Meyer. Meyer flew out to left in the first, walked in the third, grounded to second in the fourth. Infield up at the corners, back up the middle for Waukon. Meyer officially 0 for 2. 5-0 Decorah as we play the bottom of the 6th. Squeezes on. Dawson puts the bunt down first base side. Korsness will score easily. Mathis throws to first to retire Meyer, but the squeeze executed well by the Vikings, and it's a 6-0 lead for Decorah. Dawson Meyer gets the RBI. Korsness scores on the squeeze play. The Vikes have a 6-0 advantage. Jacob Marlowe will bat with the bases empty and 2 down. Marlowe grounded to third in the second, flew out to left in the third, walked and scored in the fifth. 6-0 Decorah, bottom of the 6th inning as the pitch outside to Marlowe. Indians will have the middle third of their order due in the bottom of the 7th inning to face Brandon Hogan, who has 10 strikeouts and no walks as Marlowe smacks a single into left for a base hit. So Jake has now been on base twice after grounding out to third in the second, flying out to left in the third, and walking and scoring in the 5th inning. And Brandon Hogan will be the batter. Runner at first, 2 down, 1 in, 6-0 Decorah. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hogan 0 for 2, flew out to left in the second, popped to first in the third, sacrificed runner-up in the fifth. Decent lead at first base by Marlowe. Pitch low and away as a snap throw from Hamill down to first base sends Marlowe back to the bag diving. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Hogan. Mathis ready, 1-0. Sails high for 2 balls, no strikes to count. The pause and a move to first base. Back to the bag diving is Marlowe. I will all but guarantee Jake isn't moving. Two and 0 with 2 down. 2-0 delivery. Breaking ball low. It is 3 balls and no strikes on Brandon Hogan. Six nothing Decorah, bottom of the 6th. 3-0 from Mathis. Taking all the way is Hogan for a strike. It is 3-1. Vikes trying to win their second game in a row for the first time since sweeping Waterloo East. 3-1 outside ball 4. Marlowe is going on the pitch. And Marlowe up to second base on the ball 4 to Hogan. And I think Hogan will get a courtesy runner in the person of Andrew Benelli. First and second, 1 down, or 2 down rather. Ian Smith has been on base all 3 times, reached on an error in the second. Single to center in the 4th, single to right to knock in a run in the 5th. First pitch out of the zone, 1 ball, no strikes. Mathis having a tough time finding home plate. 1-0 sliced down the right field line, but foul, landing towards the Indian bullpen. One ball and 1 strike count. 1-1, low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Vikes have scored at least 1 in the last 4 innings. It was a 0-0 game entering the 3rd inning as the pitch goes high, or the bottom of the 3rd. Three-1 well high, ball 4. And Jerry Keenan will head out of the dugout, and I believe a pitching change is forthcoming for Waukon. Trevor Phillips will be the batter. As Mathis will be done after 2/3 of an inning. He walked 3, gave up 1 hit and 1 run to this point. And the new pitcher for Waukon will be, I believe, Patrick Waters, if I'm not mistaken. The numbers in the lower left-hand part of the uniform not exactly clear from that angle. It will be Patrick Waters. And now Waters will be due to bat first in the top half of the 7th inning as Mathis exits the game. A 6-0 lead for Decorah. In case you're just joining us, gave Varney a 2-run double in the 3rd inning. A 2-out RBI single for Varney in the 4th inning. An RBI single for Smith in the 5th inning, and Dawson Meyer sacrificed squeeze play to score Cam Korsnes in the 6th inning. And Phillips actually will be lifted for a pinch hitter. It'll be Dawson Hocklesvik. Dawson got his first 2 at-bats in varsity play on Friday night.
Pitch hitting 44 Dawson Hocklesvik.
And he struck out in both appearances. First pitch, a check swing and a foul ball towards the Indian dugout on the first base side. No balls and 1 strike. 6-0 the score. Decorah on top. Marlowe third, Benelli second, hosting first as Dawson fouls that one away, and it snowballs 2 strikes. Nothing and 2 the count. Pitch blown away. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now on Dawson Hocklesvik. He represents a potential game-winning run. 6-0 Decorah, bases loaded, 2 down. 1-2 delivery, a foul ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count now. We'll have softball on after this tonight on AM 1240 KDUC and at KDUCradio.com. Do our best to keep you up to date on the baseball game as well. 1-2 delivery, ground ball to the right side. To his left is Keenan. He'll pick it up and he'll throw to first base to retire the side. But the Vikes add 1 to their total. One run on 1 hit. No errors and 3 runners left on base. To the 7th we go. Vikes will try to close it out, leading 6-0. Brandon Hogan trying to pick up his 2nd win in a matter of 5 nights. Got a 9-inning win against Owine the other night. He's been impressive here tonight. No walks, 10 strikeouts, only 1 hit given up as he's shutting out the Indians through 6. And he's done it only on 65 pitches.
Top of the 7th for Waukon.
Tanner Mathis will be the batter. He singled to left in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 5th. 1 for 2. Mathis with the only hit off of Hogan to this point. There has been 2 Decorah errors, and Hogan has also hit a man as Mathis swings and misses, 0-1. This is the 2nd double-digit strikeout game for Hogan. His other one came on opening night over at Keyhigh. The 0-1 delivery swung on and a ground ball towards short. Sliding attempt made there by Dawson Meyer, but that's all he's able to do. It'll be an infield hit for Mathis. 1 on, nobody out here in the 7th inning. And a pinch hitter coming up for Waukon. It'll be Zach Trendle. Batting for Evan Armstead.
Pinch hitting number 10, Zach Trendle.
Runner at first, nobody out. Marlowe will hold the runner on as Hogan throws low away to Trendle. 1 ball, no strikes. Pause by Hogan, the 1-0. Ground ball towards short. Fielded there by Dawson Meyer. He'll pick it up. He'll throw to first base. And the out recorded at first. Meyer showing some range. Trendle not exactly fleet of foot. Meyer had 1 opportunity to get an out on that play, which is all you want when you're up 6 at this point in the game. And he was able to do so. A runner at second, 1 down. Colin Waters hit into a double play in the 2nd inning and reached on an error in the 3rd. Waters loops one towards the middle of the infield, and a diving catch made in front of the bag by Meyer. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. That one ended up right in front of second base on the infield grass. Meyer dove and got to it. Back to second went Mathis, and there's 2 down in the inning, and the last hope for the Indians is Tyler O'Neill. He's 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the third and fouled to third in the fifth. Tyler swings and misses on the first offering from Hogan. No balls and 1 strike.
Tyler O'Neill.
The pitch, breaking ball low. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-8-2 for Decorah. Or 6-7-2 for Decorah. 0-2-3. Here's a looper, third base side foul. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Tyler O'Neill. Hogan working on a 2-hit shutout. He has struck out 10. He hasn't walked anybody. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. The pause, the 1-2. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Smith applies the tag, and that's a Viking victory. A 2-hit shutout for Brandon Hogan as the Vikings win their second consecutive game, defeating Waukon 6-0. Totals on the game: 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 10 left for Decorah. No runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left for Waukon. Brandon Hogan throws a 2-hit shutout, walks nobody, and struck out 11. And Hogan is now 3-3 on the season. And the losing picture is
368 and counting.
Walk-ons Levi Magoo, and Magoo is now 2-4. So Decorah improves to 12-9 overall, 5-8 in conference play. Waukon drops to 5-16 overall and 2-11 in conference play. That'll do it for the baseball end of the broadcast doubleheader. Here in a few minutes, we'll be making our way down to the softball diamond for Decorah and Southwind in softball, and we invite you to be with us then. Our next baseball coverage will be Friday night as Decorah will be at Waverly Shellrock for a conference doubleheader at 5:30. From Olensack Field in Decorah, I'm Darren Swenson. Vikings win game 1 6-0. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. We'll talk to you in a few minutes down at the softball diamond.